If you want to update your wardrobe but don't have time or patience to chase every trend, you're going to love this video. I'm sharing 5 of the trends that you actually need to know. Hi ladies, it's Erin and welcome back to my channel. I'm going to do this a little differently today. I'm just going to kind of chat about the trends and just share some of my favorite finds of the season that are on trend. And I really believe these are the key trends that you actually need to know. They're kind of the major trends and they're also the most wearable and versatile. The trends that I think that you will most seamlessly and effortlessly be able to incorporate into your wardrobe, regardless of age, regardless of body shape. You know, some of the trends we could admire and be inspired by and are really cool, but a lot of it's like a younger woman's game. And in addition to that, it's kind of exhausting, right? Like to constantly be updating and changing and trying to follow every single little trend or trying to be up on what fashion insiders are up on. And I keep tabs on all that because it's part of my business. But for you guys, I really want to keep things simpler. I want to keep you in the know, but not get into the weeds. I want to share things with you that really will make kind of maximum impact for minimal effort. So on that note, let's get started with trend number 1, which is Western luxe. So I feel like we've been talking about Western for a while, for several years. This is a trend that everybody can get behind, that everybody can kind of just play around with a little bit. And the beauty of a trend is you don't have to go full on. You know, you go full on Western, it could look really costumey really quickly. You know, maybe you live in Texas and you're going to the rodeo or something, then yeah, sure, go full on, right? But for like day-to-day life, you probably want to go more like Western luxe or Western light. So that can look like a lot of different things. One really simple example is a bootie. So you see how this boot, it looks like a cowboy boot in the sense that it has all of the stitching and the marking of the cowboy boot, but it is not a traditional cowboy boot. So this would be like Western light. Another example is fringe. So I've featured this coat a bunch on Instagram and on the website, busbeestyle.com. But you can see it's got some fringe here at the collar and it also has some fringe at the bottom. So it's just sort of, you know, a wink of Western. One other thing I wanted to show you is this belt that is very Western, very oversized. It is gorgeous. I love this belt so much, but you can do a version of this that's smaller and they have them in every price point. I've seen them at Zara. This one is Legence. It's a little more pricey, but you can do a Western belt. Those are really 3 very accessible ways that you can try this Western trends. Be careful with fringe because it does add some volume. So you want to make sure that that placement really makes sense for your body shape. And no, you don't have to live in Texas and you don't have to live in the West like me. You can wear some Western inspired pieces and live in New York City or live in Ohio or live in Kansas or wherever you are. Don't be afraid to play around, try a trend. Fashion is very utilitarian. Obviously, we need to get dressed each and every day, but it also is meant to be playful and fun. The older we get and the more busy we get, it can be hard to sort of build in the fun and the play. And I think this is a really simple way to do that. And I think it's one of those things that has a snowball effect. It's like once you start trying different things or you step out of your comfort zone even a little bit, then other risks just come a lot more naturally. It's like exercising your risk muscle. When you're lifting weights, you're not going to start with the really heavy weights. You're going to start light and then you're going to work your way up. It's the same with fashion and style. The really cool thing about fashion and style though is it's a kind of low barrier to entry and it can lead to other things outside of the space of fashion and style. So if you start taking small risks wearing the Western belt or the Western bootie, trying this trend, and then next thing you know, you're taking risks in other areas in your career, you're asking for the raise, you're setting cool boundaries. It has the ability to really snowball in such a positive, amazing way. So yeah, it's easy to go, man, you know, it's not for me. I'm not going to do that, or why bother? It's not important or whatever, but it really is. It's important to allow for some joy and play and try new things, really. Trends can be a really easy way to do that, a good entry point for that. The next trend I want to talk about is what I called on the blog Cocoa Crush, which basically is chocolate brown. Chocolate brown is a beautiful neutral and a great alternative to black. I know a lot of you feel like black is too harsh against your face and against your skin, so you can try chocolate brown. This top, for example, is chocolate brown. I just showed you some chocolate brown booties, a chocolate brown coat. There's a version of that wrap coat that I got during the Nordstrom sale by Sam Edelman that's much more affordable, that's also in chocolate brown. I just showed you this chocolate brown belt. There are a couple of other pieces I wanted to show you that I got this season that are brown that I think are really special. So I do love this top. It's just really simple. It's lightweight. It has a lot of ruching. It's very flattering, very affordable. Okay, this is a mixed media little fall casual jacket. You can see it's got like a puffer body and then sweater sleeves and a sweater collar. This is just really cool. I love the like longer rounded hem in the back. And then this is a brown knit sweater dress. It's a brown knit dress. And what's really great about this dress is, number one, the fit. It does have slight A-line skirts, so it does give you a little forgiveness and it creates a really feminine shape. The other thing is it has these silver buttons down the front, which create a slimming line. You could also add a belt. Doesn't have to be this big, but you could add a belt to really highlight the waist. It's a great piece. And then one last thing I want to show you. This is eco leather. So it's not real leather, but it feels and looks like real leather. You guys remember the website I told you about called Fabrique that I think is so cool? It's like a bunch of designers who've designed for these, you know, heritage houses, got together and started creating their own pieces, and then they sell them at much more accessible prices. So those are probably my two favorite trends of the season and the ones that I really am investing in. And you're gonna just let these trends kind of absorb and then decide which ones speak to you the most and which ones kind of fit with your lifestyle and your personality the best. And then you can cherry pick and choose what works best for you overall. The next trend is Shearling chic. And so, you know, Shearling has been around forever. It's never not a thing. It's always in, but right now just really, really on trend. And so how that manifests is you've got Shearling jackets and coats. You've got Shearling details and jackets and coats. You've got Shearling boots. You've got Shearling lined sneakers. You have Shearling bags. One of my favorite handbag lines called Demillier has a chocolate brown Shearling bag that I'm going to order for sure. I love that for winter. I also have my Shearling lined Veronica Beard Valentina sneakers, which are amazing. I wear them like slippers. The Shearling does create a little bit more snugness in the shoe, so you may want to size up a half a size on that. Anyway, so Shearling definitely still going very strong. And the nice thing about these trends that I'm sharing with you is I don't think these are flash in the pan type trends. I think these are the trends that have staying power and that already have been talked about and introduced in seasons prior. They're continuing and growing at the same time, which is great. And it's a great time to jump in and invest because it means the trends are accessible at every price point. The next trend is power pants. So, you know, we have also been talking about pants for a while. Certainly I have. I think that this is a great alternative to jeans. A lot of you said you had trips to Europe coming up, like a pair of black or chocolate brown or beige trousers are perfect for your European sightseeing. When you're in a city, a very sophisticated European city, and you want a sophisticated outfit, it's really nice to have on a pair of elegant pleated wide leg trousers. My favorite pair, bar none, is by Aritzia. It's called the Effortless Pant. I've worn those in Italy. I've worn them in Germany. I wear them all the time. I have them in a bunch of colors. They come in different inseams. They're just really lovely. They're wrinkle resistant. The fit is great. The feel of the fabric is great. Breathable. The whole thing. That would be my first suggestion for trousers to go with the Aritzia pair. Favorite Daughter also has a great pair of trousers, and the inseam on the Favorite Daughter pants is like real long because the sisters behind that brand, Sarah and Erin Foster, are both very tall. Like their mom was a model. And so, yeah, the inseams for that brand Favorite Daughter are really long. By the way, so are the inseams for Veronica Beard. The two Veronicas, they're both Veronica Beard and their sisters-in-law. They are also both very tall. So It's why I'm like, I can never order the full length Veronica Beard jeans or pants because they're just always going to be egregiously long on me. But for those of you that are tall, that is a hot tip. The last trend I want to talk about is modern boho moment. So I don't know if you guys have seen kind of this resurgence of Chloe and a lot of people talking about Chloe, and it's sort of, I don't know, like every big design house like will have a moment in the sun and then they kind of go away for a bit and they kind of come back, and I feel like Chloe's been sort of like under the radar for a bit and now having another moment in the sun. So remember that I used to actually have it, that like Chloe bag with the padlock, that's back. A lot of those really bohemian pieces Chloe came out with on the runways, and so now we're seeing kind of the trickle down of a lot of boho inspired pieces. So personally for me, I'm not huge into boho. Like I admire it on other people. Like I see it on like Kate Hudson, for example, always looks really cool in her boho pieces, but it's just not for me. Like, I don't feel comfortable in that. I would much rather wear like sharp, tailored, minimal, sleek, or like dramatic volume. Like I would rather go with like edgy, sleek, tailored, sophisticated, kind of somewhere in that zone versus boho where everything's flowy and untailored and chiffon and silks. But if that's you, this is the modern boho moment. It's another one. There have been several. So those are really the 5 key trends I wanted to share with you that I think are the most worth your time. Like I said, I think the most versatile wearable, the most easy to integrate, low barrier to entry, and the ones with the most staying power, I think. Do any of those trends kind of speak to you? Do you feel like any of those trends would be really fun to try? Just a couple like micro trends I can share with you is bangles back, and you could do like a whole stack again, especially for videos. If I start doing bangles and it's like clank, 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 it drives me nuts. So I don't do that, and I don't want to go too far toward the funky side. Like it just, again, appreciate and admire that on other women, but it's just so not me. But if you're like a more is more person, like get your big stack going, go for it. That's very on trend, and that's a really simple thing to do. Pendant necklaces also coming back. There was a period of time where pendant necklaces were everything, and then they sort of disappeared for a while, and now they're coming back. And then another like super simple accessory trend that you guys can try if you want to are just like skinny long sunglasses. So this pair is Elisa Johnson. This is a really affordable pair, Le Specs. And then this pair is Ray-Ban. So that could be honestly the simplest, fastest, most affordable way to update your look. So if you're still wearing the big giant oversized Gucci's or whatever, put those aside and then get a pair of really skinny, kind of slim, either oval or rectangular sunglasses, and that will really make everything feel a lot more modern and current. Because that's really the name of the game. You don't want to look dated, but you don't want to look like you're trying too hard, and you want it to keep it simple. You don't want it to be complicated. Your life is already complicated enough. I think sticking within this framework of the trends that I shared with you, and then maybe some of those quick and easy accessory trends to really make things feel a little more fresh and new and exciting. And again, don't be afraid to try new things. I hear this all the time, and I even catch myself doing, but I hear this all the time where it's like, oh, I'm not going to wear stirrup pants again because I wore those back in the late 80s and early 90s. No way. I'm not doing it. Like, not that you talk like that, but you know what I'm saying. Why? You know, that's like the question I have is why not? Like, why wouldn't we go back and redo things? And we can redo them in a way that feels more appropriate for our lifestyle now, like that is a little more elegant, that is a little more sophisticated, that covers up a little bit more, that feels more in line with who we are now. And it's not going to have like, you know, when we're younger, we're like, I don't know, I was always like short on cash and we didn't have any money. So I feel like I was always cobbling things together. I was very resourceful, kind of MacGyver-ish with clothes. But now I can afford better pieces, higher quality, and I can really put things together in a much more refined way that feels much more looks, you know what I'm saying, versus that younger version of you. Just keep an open mind. I've shared a bunch that I said to you guys, I'm not going to try those barrel leg jeans and I just don't get it. And then a couple of you messaged me and said, please try this one pair by Mother, and I think it's called the Stovepipe. So I did, I tried them and I love them so much, and they create this really cool hourglass shape. So that's what I mean, like even I get sometimes caught in that trap of, I'm not doing that trend, those look ridiculous, blah, 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 you know? Or like the bubble skirt, I was like, oh, that came back in, and I was like, oh, I wore bubble dresses or bubble skirt dresses to like Christmas ball, sophomore and junior year of high school. I guess why I'm sharing that with you is because I catch myself doing the same thing. So it's just like if you hear yourself immediately going into this negative zone, like I've done that already, I'm not going back there. Like just, I don't know, just question it. That's all I'm saying. Just hear yourself, process, think, that's interesting. Okay, well, why not? Why wouldn't I try that again? If you just genuinely are like, absolutely freaking not, I don't like that, I don't like anything about that, I still would challenge you maybe to just try it and see, because I've also said that I'm not going to try, like I said, the barrel leg jeans, and then once I put them on, I loved them. Again, I said with bubble skirt, I tried on a Simkai dress, bubble skirt, I freaking loved it. I'm just trying to give you a gentle nudge and a gentle push so that you guys take those smaller risks that, like I said, can really lead to bigger and better and more exciting risks that really can impact your life in a very notable way. And that's kind of why I feel like I'm here, because I really want to impact your life in a notable way. And I want to help all of us, myself included, to really live life to the fullest. And I think if we get into our comfort zone, into our style rut, which is very easy to do, stepping out of that a little bit can be one easy way to start going out on the limb, trying some new things. It's that starting point for really building up that risk muscle that really can impact your life in such an incredible way. Anyway, let me know if you guys have any questions at all. We'll put some links to things that I talked about in this video in the description box and also in the pinned comments. I'm so grateful that you're here. I love each and every one of you, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.